Nobody cares about your talent, your ideas, or your dreams until you do the work. This might be the hardest truth you hear all day, but it's also the most important. Nobody wants your stuff. Not your excuses, not your half-baked ideas, not your untapped potential. The world doesn't pay attention to what you plan to do. It only cares about what you've done. This is the core message of a powerful book that forces you to embrace discipline, take action, and accept responsibility for your own success. It's a wake-up call, but it's the wake-up call you need. Let's start with a reality check. The world rewards output, not intentions. You might have a notebook filled with brilliant ideas. You might feel a surge of inspiration late at night. But inspiration without action is completely worthless. Think about it, nobody buys ideas. No company hires you for the effort you almost put in. And nobody celebrates a project that's almost finished. The only thing that moves the needle, the only thing that gets you noticed, is finished work. It's the song that's released, the book that's published, the product that's launched. Everything else is just noise. The world doesn't grade you on a curve for trying. It only measures what you produce. So, if you're sitting on a great idea, remember that it's just a thought until you turn it into something tangible. This brings us to a timeless principle. Discipline beats talent every single time. Talent without discipline is like a race car without a driver. It's just wasted potential. We all know people who are incredibly gifted but never amount to much. Why? Because they wait for motivation. They work only when they feel inspired. But professionals are different. They show up every day whether they feel like it or not. They have a schedule, they have a routine, and they stick to it. Amateurs wait for the muse to strike. Professionals get up and go to work, and in doing so, they invite the muse to show up. Success isn't a magical event that happens to the talented. It's the natural result of consistent, disciplined effort, day in and day out. It belongs to those who grind it out, even on the days they'd rather be doing anything else. Another huge trap we fall into is constantly seeking validation. We want someone to pat us on the back and tell us we're on the right track before they even started. We crave the likes, the praise, the recognition. But waiting for applause before you perform is a recipe for disaster. It kills your progress because you're making your actions dependent on someone else's approval. The truth is, you have to create because it matters to you. You have to build that business, write that book, or learn that skill for yourself first. The external validation is a byproduct of doing meaningful work, not the reason for it. Stop looking for permission to start. The only permission you need is your own. The moment you stop needing applause is the moment you become truly free to create something great. Now, let's talk about the real enemy, the one thing that stands between you and your goals. It's not a lack of talent or a lack of time. It's what author Steven Pressfield calls resistance. Resistance is that little voice in your head that whispers all the reasons you should quit. It's the voice that says, "You're not ready yet," or "You can just start tomorrow," or the classic, "What if you fail and everyone laughs at you?" Resistance is sneaky. It shows up right before every important action you're about to take. The bigger the dream, the stronger the resistance. So, what's the cure? It's deceptively simple. You just have to show up anyway. Acknowledge the fear, hear the excuses, and then do the work. Every time you push through resistance, you weaken its power over you. The only way to beat it is to act in spite of it. Finally, you have to ship your work. So many of us get caught in the trap of perfectionism. We tweak and polish and refine our work endlessly, afraid to put it out into the world because it's not perfect yet. But perfection is just procrastination in a fancy disguise. It's a way to protect our ego from potential criticism. Professionals understand this. They finish what they start, they ship the work, and then they learn from the feedback. They improve on the next version. Growth doesn't happen in a vacuum. It comes from releasing your work into the wild and seeing how it performs. It's better to have a finished, good product out in the world than a perfect one that never leaves your hard drive. So finish it, ship it, and move on to the next thing. Let's wrap this up with a final powerful thought. Nobody owes you their attention. Nobody owes you success. The universe isn't waiting to hand you a prize just for having a dream. But if you commit to daily discipline, if you show up with consistency, and if you take relentless action, the world will have no choice but to notice the work you put in. Your results will speak for themselves. The time for waiting is over. The time for excuses is done. Stop waiting for the perfect moment and start doing the work. Thanks so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, Hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you win your day. See you in the next one.